Hey everyone, November 19th is coming up fast, and if you're getting Social Security, SSI, SSDI, survivor benefits, or spousal benefits, you absolutely cannot ignore this date. I'm talking about a critical deadline that affects over 68 million Americans, and if you miss it, you're going to be left in the dark about your 2026 benefits. Now before you panic, let me tell you what this is really about. I spent hours going through the actual Social Security Administration announcements and reading all the fine print so you don't have to. And yes, there's a deadline, but there's also some really important information about your benefits that you need to know. Real quick though, if this video helps you, just take 2 seconds and hit that like button. It helps more people find this information. Okay, let's get into it. First, let's talk about what just happened. On October 24th, the Social Security Administration finally announced the 2025 cost of living adjustment, and it came in at 2.8%. Now, this was later than usual because of the government shutdown, and a lot of seniors were genuinely confused about whether we'd even see a COLA increase this year. The good news? It's higher than expected. Most analysts predicted around 2.1%, so 2.8% is actually better than forecasted. The bad news? For most people, the Medicare Part B premium increase is going to eat up a big chunk of that raise. So while your Social Security check goes up, your Medicare costs go up too, and you're left wondering where the actual increase went. And here's something nobody talks about that really gets me frustrated. This COLA is based on the CPIW, which measures inflation for urban wage earners, not seniors, not retirees. People who are still working. That means it doesn't accurately reflect what you're actually spending money on. Your prescriptions, your healthcare, your utilities, your groceries. There's a better metric called the CPIE that actually looks at senior spending patterns. If Congress switched to the CPIE, experts estimate benefits could increase by $300 to $500 more per person. If you support changing to the CPIE, drop a comment and let me know, because if we don't speak up, nothing changes. Let me give you some real numbers that show why Social Security matters so much. According to the SSA's own data, Social Security makes up over 30% of income for people 65 and older. But it's even more critical than that for many people. About 39% of men and 44% of women over 65 rely on Social Security for more than half their income. And get this, 12% of men and 15% of women rely on Social Security for at least 90% of their income. Think about that. 9 out of every $10 they have comes from Social Security. And yet, around 5 million seniors still receive checks that put them below the poverty level. That's the reality we're dealing with. Social Security isn't just important, it's a lifeline. It's the difference between keeping the lights on or sitting in the dark. Between eating or skipping meals. Between affording prescriptions or cutting pills in half. Okay, so here's what the November 19th deadline is actually about. The Social Security Administration is going to start notifying people about their new benefit amounts for 2026 in late November. But here's the catch. To get that notification delivered to you digitally and quickly, you need to have a My Social Security account set up by November 19th. If you don't have that account by the 19th, you're going to have to wait for a paper letter in the mail, which could take weeks. And during that time, you won't know exactly what your new benefit amount is, which makes it nearly impossible to budget for the new year. This is especially important right now because with the 2.8% COLA increase, your individual benefit amount is going to change, and everyone's increase is slightly different based on what they're currently receiving. You need to know your exact new number so you can plan accordingly. Let me tell you why having a My Social Security account is a game changer, and not just for this November notification. These accounts are completely free, and they let you handle so much of your Social Security business online instead of trying to call that nightmare helpline or going to a field office and waiting for hours. With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, get benefit estimates, change your address, print benefit verification letters, and get instant notifications about changes to your benefits. During the government shutdown earlier this year, people without online accounts couldn't even request replacement cards. That's how critical this is. And let's be honest about the alternative. Calling the Social Security helpline is torture. Millions of seniors sit on hold for hours just trying to talk to a real human being. Some people call for days and never get through. With the online account, you can handle most things yourself on your own schedule without the stress. All right, here's your action plan. Before November 19th, you need to create a My Social Security account if you don't already have one. Here's how you do it. Go to SSA.gov. That's the official Social Security website. Look for the My Social Security section and click on Create an Account. You're going to need your Social Security number, an email address, and some personal information to verify your identity. The verification process can be a little tricky. They might ask you questions based on your credit history or ask you to verify your identity through ID.me. Don't let this intimidate you. Take your time, have your information ready, and follow the steps carefully. If you get stuck, ask for help. Have a family member help you, call your local senior center, or contact your area agency on aging. Many libraries also offer tech help for seniors. There's no shame in asking for assistance. This stuff is deliberately complicated. Once your account is set up, you can also download the My Social Security mobile app if you have a smartphone. It makes checking your information even easier. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. That 2.8% COLA sounds okay on paper, but let's look at what's actually happening with prices. According to a recent Gallup report, grocery prices are up 21%. 21%. And your Social Security is going up 2.8%. Do that math. Your food costs went up way more than your benefits. Same story with utilities, prescription drugs, rent, and pretty much everything else seniors spend money on. The COLA is supposed to help you maintain your purchasing power, but it's not keeping up with reality. This is why so many seniors are struggling right now. Your checks are going up a little bit, but your expenses are going up a lot more. And when you factor in the Medicare Part B premium increase, many people feel like they're actually falling behind. There's something else I need to mention that affects all Social Security recipients, and it's serious. During a recent congressional hearing, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse raised major concerns about Social Security data security. According to testimony, a massive Social Security database may have been copied to an unsecured cloud server, creating what experts called a very high-risk proposition. We're talking about the personal information of millions of Americans potentially at risk. The Social Security Administration has denied some of these claims, but the concern is real. With all the focus on government efficiency and data systems being accessed by various groups, your personal information, your Social Security number, your financial details, your identity could be vulnerable. This is another reason why monitoring your My Social Security account regularly is so important. You need to keep an eye on your information and watch for any suspicious activity. Your Social Security data is gold to identity thieves, and millions of seniors are at risk. Let me speak directly to specific groups for a moment. If you're a retiree living primarily on Social Security, you need to know your exact 2026 benefit amount as soon as possible so you can budget. With prices going up faster than benefits, every dollar counts. If you're on disability, SSDI, this affects you too. Your benefits are getting the same 2.8% increase, and you need to plan for how that changes your monthly budget, especially if you're also dealing with Medicare costs. SSI recipients, you're in a particularly tough spot because SSI payments are much lower to begin with, and any increase gets eaten up fast by rising costs. Make sure you have that My Social Security account set up. Survivor and spousal benefit recipients, this COLA applies to you as well. Don't assume this information doesn't matter to you just because you're receiving benefits based on someone else's work record. And if you're caring for someone receiving benefits, a parent, a spouse, a disabled adult child, help them get their account set up. Many seniors struggle with technology, and they need someone they trust to walk them through it. Here's something practical you need to start thinking about now. Once you know your exact new benefit amount in late November, you need to sit down and redo your budget for 2026. Start with your fixed expenses, rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, prescriptions. Then look at variable expenses like groceries, gas, and personal items. Compare what you're spending now against what you'll have coming in with the COLA increase. Be realistic about rising costs. If your groceries cost $400 a month now, budget for at least $450 in 2026. If your utilities are $150, plan for $175. Prices aren't going down, so your budget needs to account for continued increases. Look for places to cut if you need to. Can you switch to generic medications? Are there senior discounts you're not using? Can you qualify for utility assistance programs? Is there a food bank nearby? I know these aren't fun questions, but they're necessary ones. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. The situation for Social Security recipients is tough right now. The COLA increases aren't keeping up with actual inflation. Medicare costs keep rising. Data security is a concern. And millions of seniors are barely scraping by. But here's what I want you to remember. You earn these benefits. You paid into this system your whole working life. Or, in the case of disability and survivor benefits, you or your loved one qualified for them because of genuine need. You have every right to these benefits, and you deserve to receive them without jumping through a million hoops. The November 19th deadline is actually an opportunity. It's a chance to take control of your benefits information, to get ahead of the notification process, and to make sure you're set up to manage your Social Security business online going forward. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Today, if possible, or at the very latest by November 19th. 1. Go to SSA.gov and create your My Social Security account if you don't have one. 2. If you already have an account, log in and make sure all your information is current. 3. Once you get your 2026 benefit notification in late November, sit down and create a realistic budget. 4. Look into assistance programs you might qualify for: utility help, food assistance, prescription drug programs, anything that can stretch your dollars further. 5. Stay informed. Data security is a real concern, so monitor your accounts and your credit regularly. I know this is overwhelming. I know you're tired of things getting more expensive while your checks barely go up. I know you're frustrated with a system that makes everything complicated, but you're not alone in this. Millions of people are in the exact same situation. We're all trying to figure out how to make ends meet on fixed incomes in an economy that keeps getting more expensive. And we're all dealing with the same complicated government systems that seem designed to confuse rather than help. But we've got each other. That's why I make these videos, to break down the confusing stuff and give you the information you actually need in plain English. That's why this community exists, so we can share information, help each other, and make sure nobody falls through the cracks. Take that first step. Create that My Social Security account. Get the information you need. And then you can breathe a little easier knowing you're prepared for whatever comes next. If this video helped you understand the November 19th deadline and why it matters, please hit that subscribe button. I'm constantly monitoring Social Security, Medicare, SSI, SSDI, and all the benefit programs that affect seniors and people with disabilities. I break it all down so you don't have to wade through government jargon. Drop a comment and let me know. Do you already have a My Social Security account, or will you be creating one before November 19th? And if you think the COLA should be based on the CPIE instead of the CPIW, let me know that too. Your voice matters. Share this video with other Social Security recipients who need to know about this deadline. Share it in your Senior Center Facebook group, text it to your friends, email it to family members who need this information. Check out my other videos about Social Security benefits, Medicare enrollment, and how to navigate the SSA system. I've got step-by-step guides and real advice from people who've been through it. Stay informed, take care of each other, and remember, you've earned these benefits. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong out there.